school wants to change reading fluency. Because my son is not making progress, the school says it is a bad goal. I am also asking for what SDI the school is giving him to make progress. How can I make SDI?
Yeah, so goals usually aren't bad. If the goal is ineffective for the student with a disability, we adjust, right? And that adjustment either is in the criteria, what we're measuring, the success. And so specially designed instruction is what that special educator is doing, their secret sauce to get that kiddo to make gains. So when I'm in a meeting, I'll say, Shannon, listen, Bob can't stand math at home. In fact, he wads it up. But whatever you do in your 4th grade math class, Shannon, you are amazing. Can you describe what you do to help Bob do math? And then in the meeting, let them describe that. Sometimes we get stuck on words. What is SDI? What's specially designed instruction? It's that amazing thing that teachers do for kiddos to help them make gains. So I use an acronym called TED. Tell me what that looks like. Explain what that is. Describe that. Because you're asking for somebody to tell you a story. So Shannon, when you're sitting there with Bob and it's time for math during independent time, tell me what you do with him. And then she'll explain what she does. That thing that she does is the specially designed instruction. And then I'll say, great, Travis, what Shannon just said, can we add part of that language into the IEP goal? So sometimes we have too many words. Sometimes we have words that people don't use, like diphthong. I feel like that's, an Usher song. I could be wrong. Am I wrong? Anyway, we don't use regular words in IEP goals. We need to simplify our IEP goals, make them clean and clear and effective so that we're all doing the same thing for that kiddo.
My son has an IEP and is now 8 years old with an IQ of 55 according to the school psychologist. If we move schools, he could be put in a self-contained classroom. The school has stated the school would have to agree to let him come back to the school. Can the school district do this?
So a school district can do whatever it wants. I can do whatever I want. Is there a consequence for doing something that's illegal? Only if you file. So, we make decisions in an IEP meeting on placement, identification, and evaluation by the parents and the school-based members. It's part of your procedural rights and meaningful participation in the IEP process. So I don't want parents to make a decision out of fear, and I don't want schools to hang something over people's heads sort of as a threat. You look at settings if that's the most appropriate place per content area. So I don't know your child, but maybe if your child has an IQ that's 55, maybe some of their time would be appropriately served in a life skills setting for reading, writing, or math. So, it's not a scarlet letter. It's not bad news, but we look at each area. Can they do science and social studies and general ed? Almost always. We can modify that, right? Can they do electives? Sometimes. But we look at each content area. It's not you're in general ed or you're in self-contained. And when we do that as a committee, then we're doing it, I believe, under the intention of IDEA.